Hey guys, welcome to another Saturday Answers video. Now today I will be answering some questions from my subscribers, and all these questions are Walking Dead related. So to start out, Josh Beatty asked, do you think that because Daryl killed Negan's men, that he is going to be the one that gets Lucille? Now I'm not going to be like a totally spoiler type guy here, so I'm just going to say Lucille refers to the comics. Now I do think that they've been setting it up, the creators have been setting it up to make us believe that, so if they do go with the Daryl Lucille thing, I would not be shocked, but I personally right now don't feel that it's going to happen, just because a lot of the show's fame is based off of characters like Daryl. I feel like they would take a big hit with the loss of such a character, and Negan would be so hated, I doubt that he would ever be accepted into the show. It would just be immediately everyone wants him gone, and that's not something that the creators actually want. That's at least the way I see it. So what I have to say here is basically no, but I would not be surprised. Okay, now the Angry Squad asked, which series in TWD did you start collecting? So I actually first got Comic Series 1 Rick Grimes action figure, and that's this guy over here. I painted him tan at one point, his shirt, because I wanted him to look like the prototype version, and then I switched out his arms at one point because I wanted him to look like Series 1 Rick, where he had the deputy outfit and all, and now I've switched him back to his original positions and stuff. So this was actually my first Walking Dead figure, and it kind of got me into all this stuff, but I just couldn't adjust to the size, because I've had 6-inch figures, I've had 3 3/4 inch, I've had 12-inch. He just really didn't fit in with anything, so I wasn't willing to go into it. So I got him, and then I didn't get any of the first series Walking Dead figures. And then the second series of figures came around, and by the end of that line, around when they were about to come out with the third series of figures, that's when I picked them up on clearance for a little cheaper. My mom actually picked up a couple for me and my brother. I got Shane, and so needless to say, I wasn't too into collecting when the stuff first started, but yeah, this is the first Walking Dead figure that I have gotten. Okay, so the Angry Squad also asks, let's see, was your first figure Stumpy? I guess I just answered that. No. Okay, did you have any history with Stumpy? Yeah, I kind of do have history with Stumpy, Daryl, man. Let me go grab him. He's hiding somewhere. Okay, so when the Walking Dead figures first came out, oh jeez, he still got that in his hand. When the Walking Dead figures first came out, Series 1 rolled by, and this guy came out. It's the same mold, but not the same series. I really kind of wanted them because they looked neat. I mainly wanted the Rick, but the Daryl looked pretty cool. And at that point, I was a bit more of a fan of Daryl than Rick, just because, I don't know, Daryl seemed more like a neat redneck type guy, and Rick had a little less personality, but yeah. Then I didn't pick it up, however, because the figures were just not in scale with anything I've collected. And so then when he finally went up in price, that's when I started kind of wanting him more, and I was like, dang, I should have gotten him. He's so cool, look at him. Then the re-release version came out, where they used the same sculpt and just painted it better. Came out, and picked him up. My brother actually got him, and he was just, how do you say, disappointing in every way and very awful. I mean, at that point I had to compare him to the Merle figure that came out, and the Series 2 Rick figure, just figures that were rather well sculpted and looked rather cool. Like, though there are problems with this Series 2 Rick, you gotta admit, this one is pulled off a lot better than Stumpy over here, and I just did not accept it all that well. So yeah, I do have a bit of a history with this guy, but it's mainly just a disappointing history. Yeah. Maybe if I personally owned him, I would care about him a little more, but yeah. Okay. And another question. This is also from the Angry Squad. Who is your favorite character? Rick Grimes, right here. Rick Grimes is just the best character. I can't help but say it. He's always willing to do the most awesome stuff, and he's always just so tough. It's like, at first he didn't seem like a tough character, but then as the show progressed, he gets so much more tough, and he's willing to pretty much do anything to win, like bite a guy's throat out. So it's just, his character has progressed to the point where there's no question about it. He's just the best. But that being said, there are good characters in the show. I just can't imagine liking anyone more than him. Okay, so next question from Jason6105. Okay, and his question is, as of Season 6, Episode 10, Rick doesn't wear his wedding ring. Why do you think he chooses not to wear it? And then, maybe because of Michonne, but then why didn't he remove it when he was into Jesse? So, I think the reason he removed his wedding ring is because maybe he's sort of mourning the death of Jesse, and the wedding ring sort of reminded him of Lori, and if you're thinking of Lori, the wedding ring would get in the way. But then there's also, perhaps the show creators decided to do this to make us not be thinking of Lori when Rick and Michonne are like getting together in this episode. So they just want to like take that out of there so we can just think about them there and not be like, hey, wait a second, wedding ring, that belonged to Lori. Lori! He's cheating on Lori, that horrible person. No, it's just, maybe the creators decided that. Maybe you could just say he lost it when he was having one of those fights or something. But I went back in the episode 9, I believe, yeah, and Rick did have his wedding ring to the very end. I saw it. It's when he was looking at Carl with his one-eyed face and all. So I'm not 100% sure why, but my guess is it's part of the mourning process of losing Jesse, perhaps. Or maybe, like Jason said, maybe it does have something to do with Michonne. Maybe he felt that there was some relationship kindling there, and he's just like, this thing's going to get in the way. So it's like when you're going to cheat on your wife, you take it off and the tan line screws you over or whatever. Okay, but that was a good question. And now Tara Chambler, nice name, she says, when are you getting Series 9? Oh, so the story about that is the Series 9 figures look kind of really awful, and here they cost $17.99, so $18 in total, which is kind of a big problem for me, but I'm still going to try and pick them up, but it's going to be hard to do because not only are they hard to find in my stores here, but they are expensive, so for me, it's going to be a while probably. And I've heard that you can actually bring down the price of the figure by price matching it with the Series 8 figures. Many people have pulled that off. I might try that, but unfortunately you need one of those phones that you can show the picture and stuff on it, and basically like an iPhone or something, right? Here's my phone. Yeah, that not gonna work. I don't even have internet on my phone. I can't do any of that. I'd need to borrow my sister's phone or something. Okay. And then another question from her. She says, did you see the last 5-inch figure will be Daryl with bike? And yes, I did see that. He is pretty awesome looking, but it's going to be like a bittersweet ending to the 5-inch line because once you get that, you're going to have, it looks like a very nicely sculpted and painted figure, but being the last of it, it's just like, you're giving us this awesome thing as a going away present, dude. Come on. Oh, it's just like, do I want to spend the $40 for it for a dying line? I don't know. I'm probably going to pick it up, but it's going to be really sad to think of that as the last. But at least we're going out with a pretty big bang. It looks like an awesome motorcycle and well-sculpted Daryl. And it looks like everything on the Daryl is a new sculpt, so I gotta like that. Okay, another question from her. I believe this is the last question. If you could pick one other female for Rick, who would it be? Who would it be indeed? So there aren't many open females in The Walking Dead right now, so if I could break up a couple to put them together, I could think of a few. Maggie for one. Even Tara would be a kind of okay one. But I think the most fit, other than Michonne, would probably be maybe Rosita or Carol. It would just be a little hard. Sasha would work, kind of, except for Rick and Sasha have never really had any connection or anything. They've never talked from what I've seen or anything, so that would be a little forced. So I don't know. It's just really hard to imagine Rick falling in love with someone else. So I could imagine it. It's just not easy. So probably most fit would be Rosita, being that she's might be breaking up with Abraham at this point from what we've seen, the way Abraham's going after Sasha, or perhaps Carol, because Rick and Carol do have exchanges. The only problem I would have with that relationship is Carol kind of has a motherly feeling about her, and that doesn't work so well for sex appeal or anything. It doesn't make you think of relationships and stuff. She kind of fits around Daryl because they're both, I don't know, they both seem to have an attraction even though it's a mother-son type dealy there. I don't know, it's creepy but acceptable. But yeah, I guess I can't really settle on one person. I'm just going to say Carol is the female that I would choose. It would be best if we could bring in a new character for him, but I guess the one that would work best would be Carol. So that's if I had to choose another one. The one that I would be most fit with is Rick and Michonne. I mean, they've had the most history, it works the best, it's most fluent, and that's pretty much all I have to say. So, tell me what you guys think about those, if you have an alternate woman for Michonne, for Rick in mind, or if, I don't know, you have any other response to any of the other questions that I've had here, what your opinion is on them. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure to stick around for my future review of this newest episode, which will be out soon, this Sunday, which is pretty much the time that I'm putting up this video. This video was supposed to go out on Saturday, but I couldn't help it. I've been overworked and pushed like a dog all day, but finally I get this video out. So, see you guys in the next video. Peace.